All right, good morning. We're out here on the Raven Fork River again, fishing the trophy section. It's mid-December, around 22 degrees outside right now. Some people may think that that might make fishing slow. However, I think that if you get dialed in correctly, this can be the most productive month the entire year. So let's get rigged up, go over what we're gonna be doing today, and then hopefully catch some monsters out on the water. We'll see you there. All right, we're getting ready to hit this first spot. We're gonna just start out the green woolly bugger, see if they're already getting aggressive. Got some sun coming up over the mountains, so feeling pretty good about this. See you out there.
It's close to close to start. You just feel twice as far. You just feel twice as far. And I'll fall. And I'll break. And I'll fake.
All right, taking a little warm-up break in the car because I cannot feel my pinkies right now. If you could warm up just a little bit, get above freezing, that would be fantastic.
It's something I could never control. I spent a long time buried deep in this hole. No way to change it, that's the way that it goes. Can't rearrange these blurry pages no more. So it goes till I'm dead, like a cyclone in my head. I got everything I wanted, but my memories are haunted by the ghosts.
So late on that, we got one, nice.
Like I'm locked inside a tomb, hard to dream when all I think about is coming home to you.
Alright, let's see if we can get our net out.
Myself is something I could never
Didn't have my net ready.
control.
I deserve that. It is what it is.
Change it, that's the way that it goes.
All right, I got skunked, and instead of making you guys watch 10 minutes of B-roll, I'm gonna be pulling up the all-22, breaking down in detail exactly why I got skunked, what you can do to not get skunked, as well as ask for y'all's feedback on how you guys navigate these situations on the water. Me right here, the whole video. Back to it. Firstly, why the suit? Because you practice how you play. All right, let's get into it. So first, let's go through what we were throwing. For most of the day, we were throwing on one rod, a green woolly bugger or a variation on it. To start off, we had a size 6 cone-headed woolly bugger. That's the one that we got that first fish on. Later on in the day, as I realized that the water was really clear and the sun was shining down, that maybe we should downsize a little bit. So I took our streamer presentation and downsized to an olive micro jig that I'd picked up at the local fly shop. The other rig that I was using for most of the time was a indicator rig tied down to like a size 18 green nymph, and then off the back of that we had a size 16 pink egg. And I was planning on throwing both of those before I got there, but those two flies specifically, I also picked up at the fly shop just because of the guy Casey there. Super awesome guy, by the way. If you're ever in there, check out River's Edge Outfitters. But he hit me up with exactly what they were feeding on, and I trust his opinion. He's the one that told me what they were hitting when I was there last time when I caught my PB twice in the same day. And then on the third rod that we were throwing, I was prepared if I saw any risers to throw a little bit of an emerger, just because the last time I was there was a young caddisfly hatch. I was waiting to see that. I didn't, nor did I see any rising, but just in case I did, I wanted to be able to throw something really light, really small, and then later on as the day we'll get into it. I was throwing that a little bit because I had spooked off some fish and they were just acting real finicky. But we'll get into that a little bit later. Right here in this cliff, we are at the exact same hole that I caught that monster from the last video. So I had really high hopes. It had warmed up a little bit since then. Now it was probably 38-ish, which was actually really good, seeing how the first 2 hours I had to go back into my car and defrost my reel with the heater every 15 minutes because it was literally getting locked up. But I had high expectations for this hole. However, when I got there, I noticed that it was running a little bit shallower, and because of the direct sunlight, I think what had happened is all the big fish had probably swam to different sections in the river just for cover, because based on the water being so clear and the amount of sunlight, as sneaky as I was trying to be when getting there, I didn't see any. And frankly, in this river, they're big enough to where you will see something. So we hit this hole from multiple angles. At this point in the day, the fly fishing wasn't necessarily bad. I liked how I approached the holes. I liked my casts, the way I was working it. Essentially, I would pick a spot and then fish. Front side of the hole, do a fast retrieve, do a slow retrieve, do a natural drift, fish the middle of the hole, fast retrieve, slow retrieve, natural drift. Backside, same thing, and then just work different sections with different cadences, as well as mix in some like super fast swings, because that's what we actually caught that big one on last time. So we were just trying multiple variations and presentations within this woolly bugger setup. Unfortunately, it didn't pay off. I'm curious to know what you guys would have done in this situation, fishing the same hole fairly well with no action. Also, given the conditions, just keep in mind that at this point in the day and for the rest of the day, it's about between 40 and 48 degrees, hard sunshine right on the water, low water, clear water. Me personally, I decided to move holes, and it's also where the good fly fishing stops. As I was getting frustrated, and we'll talk about that. Let's go ahead and throw it over to myself and diagnose the next hole. So this next section was about half a mile upriver down a very steep gorge almost. It's quite a long walk to get to the actual water. But when I got down there, the holes looked incredible. Still very bright, very clear. We actually did just walk around until we found some. Didn't see any big ones, but we got our eyes on 2 small fish. So after we keyed in on these fish, I decided to fish smaller and fish my indicator rig, just because I didn't want to spook anything and wanted to get sort of a natural drift through there just to pinpoint how they were reacting to flies and honestly just if they would move at all. We fished this spot for a good 30 minutes. After 15 minutes of nothing on the indicator, we tried ripping the micro jig, decided to downsize because we were not getting any luck or any follows after that first one in the like ice cold. And once again, still in this spot, we were trying to work the side of the bank. I never really got too deep into them. Casting was still decent. We were ripping the same strategy on the woolly bugger for the indicator rig, just nice easy drift, try to drift it through multiple sections of the water column. At one point, we put some weights on. I wanted to try to hit different depths throughout the water column. Didn't consider changing flies. Maybe I should have. However, given the information that I had, it really made sense that they would be hitting what I was throwing. But obviously that's not the case given the context of the video we're watching right now. So I would like to know, what would you have thrown and how would you have changed your fly selection up based off of fishing for, let's call it 2.5 hours with almost zero action. I would also like to note that this section of the river was just absolutely beautiful. I'm editing the video as I'm doing this right now. That was sick. But let's get back to the commentary. This is actually a very key point throughout the day. So we pulled up to a main bridge area, and on either side of the bridge, on both sides, there was 4 20 to 25 inch rainbows, just absolute monsters. So I really had to be careful with how I approached it. Typically, I would have loved to have fished sort of underneath the bridge and get a good angle that way. But because of the fish being on both sides, I didn't want to get right in the middle of the water column. So I had to fish it from a few different angles. This first one that you're about to see, I came upriver from the fish, and they were sort of in the middle. I had trees to my left, so I couldn't get a great cast off. So what I was trying to do was sort of roll cast out into the middle and then mend my line as it drifted down. I noticed that like when I was doing it, I was getting caught up in the rocks with my bottom egg. I was fishing the indicator rigs that pink egg kept dragging on the rocks, which is actually good. Like I'm fine with that. I want to be in that lower section. However, I think due to the sporadicism of the fish. Sorry, I just had to jump in real quick. Not a word, Nostradamus. Nice try. Every time I set the hook when it would go down, just because like you have to be ready when you're casting at 25 inches, I probably spooked him like almost immediately and ended up just wasting a lot of time here. I had a really good conversation with a guy on the bridge. Actually, he was spotting me out, and I was trying to get my line, and he said that like it got to the point where even if I was drifting it, no rocks, no nothing, they were actively swimming away from my flies. And once again, this is just, when that happens, you have to change flies. I was way too stubborn. I didn't want to change my fly selection. I thought it would work. That's just bad. That's a clear incorrect decision. But I'm curious to know, if you pulled up to a bridge and you've got 4 fish pulled up on either side, what angle would you choose to hit it from? And if you've got trees that are limiting your natural casting ability, like what are you doing to get around that? If you're still watching, please drop it in the comments right now. All right, so we've moved to the other side of the bridge to fish the other grouping of rainbows. And right off the bat, I got way too close to them in the water. When I decided to walk halfway into the river and probably leave myself maybe 10 foot of lateral distance from big fish, that's just a mistake you can't make, and one where I don't think it would have mattered what I was throwing, even though I was throwing the wrong thing. I've already spooked them. We've been very clear like what the conditions are, how the fish are being so finicky. Yet I decided to walk right on top of them, and then through frustration, I'm pulling my rod tip way too quickly out of the water. And then even on my back cast, I'm literally just slapping the water with a stick. You'll see in some of these footage, I look like someone that's fly fishing for the first time ever, and that's just all out of frustration. And you can't be slapping the water around when you're targeting big fish in these sort of conditions. Well, frankly, you can't slap the water at all, or at least try not to. But I was letting my emotions get the best of me, and just not great in this hole. And from now on, it sort of dawned on me that I wasn't doing very good. So we'll probably start playing in a little bit more raw footage, because the commentary in the raw footage is kind of exactly what I'm getting at now. All right, so here at this next hole, once again, just way too far into the water. I'm almost standing on top of the water I'm trying to fish, which is just never a good idea. And then also a fun note is I drove too far and fished a completely different river for 45 minutes. In this clip you're seeing, I am on a different river, and that's just pure being on one, on your A game, just letting the crowd noise get to you. The stadium pulse is off the chain in this clip. Now you're about to witness a man who has fully given up. This is actually really cool. In one of the "it's not about the fish" moments, there was elk just crossing the street all over the place. It was really fun to see. Oh, I'm so sad. Oh my God. It's not about the fish. I think that's kind of the whole reason I drove up here. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's not about the fish. I still did have fun. I'm bitching and moaning, but I mean, like an 8 out of 10 day. Oh, I'm so sad. It's time to go eat. All right, if you're still watching, Thank you so much for sticking around. Tried to make the most out of this video. Appreciate all of y'all that have been watching, commenting, subscribing. I'd really like for you guys to comment, any tips, any tricks for tough winter fishing, if you just enjoyed it. And actually, what would be really helpful is it's about like 4 o'clock in the morning right now, still editing this puppy. If you could comment anything positive about Jesse Browns somewhere in the comment so I can show my boss tomorrow when I'm absolutely shambolic at work, that'd be incredible. All right. Thank you so much, and we'll get some fish in the next one. Bye.